So we are starting with Sri Brahma Samhita recitation. Hare Krishna, all the devotees for joining us online and in temple studio. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Chintamani Prakarasatmasha Kalpa Vriksha Laksa Vritesa Suravira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Shahasra Satasambhrava Sebhyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venum Kanantamaravinda Dalayatakszam Barhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakotika Maniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alala Chandra Kalasadvanamalya Vamsi Ratna Gadam Pranaya Kalikala Vilasam Shyamam Tribhangalalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vittimanti Pashyanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadujjala Vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Manantu Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Nabhayovanam Cha Vede Sudurlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhaktau Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Panthastakati Satavatsara Sampragamya Vayo Rathapi Manasa Munipungavanam Sapyasti Yat Prapadasimnya Pichintya Tattve Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Eka Pyasya Chaitam Jagadanda Kotim Yachaktirasti Jagadanda Chaya Yadanta Andantarastha Paramana Jayantarastham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yadbhava Bhavita Dhiyamanujasthathaiva Samprapya Rupa Mahima Shanayana Bhusha Sukta Yamyemeva Nigama Pratitavstuvanti Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Prativavitavis Aviryayeva Nijarupataya Kalavi Golokoyeva Nivasati Akhilatma Bhuto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilocanena Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Syama Sundaram Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ramadimurteshu Kalaniyamena Tishtan Nanavataram Akarat Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Sayang Samabhavat Paramapumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasya Prabha Prabhavata Jagadanda Koti Kotishvashesha Vashidadi Vibhuti Vinyam Tad Brahma Nishkalam Anantam Ashesha Bhutam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Maya Hiyasya Jagadanda Satani Sute Traigunna Tadvishaya Vedavitaya Mana Satyavalambi Parasatvam Vishuddha Sattvam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasatmataya Manesu Ya Praninam Patifalan Smaratam Upetya लीलायितेन भुवनानि जयत्यजस्रं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोलोकनाम्नि निजधाम्नि तले च तस्या देवी महेशहरिधाम सुतेषु तेषु ते ते प्रभावनिचया विहितश्च येन गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि सृष्टिस्थितिप्रलयसाधनशक्तिरेका छायेव यस्य भुवनानि बिभर्ति दुर्गा इच्छानुरोमपप्यस्य च चेष्टते सा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि क्षीरं यथा दधिविकारविशेषयोगात् संजायते नहि ततः पृथगस्ति हेतु या सम्भुतामपि तथा समुपैति कार्यात् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि दीपार्चिरेव हि दशन्तरमभुपेत्या दीपायते विविधहेतुसमानधर्मा यस्तादृगेव हि च विष्णुतया विभाति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि या कारणर्णवजले भजत्यस्म योगा निद्राम् अनन्तजगदण्डसरोमकूपा आधारशक्तिमवलम्ब्य परासमूर्तिं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्यैकनिश्वसितकालमथावलम्ब्या जीवन्ति लोमविलाजजगदण्डनाथा विष्णुर्महान् सह्ययस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि वास्यान्यथांश सकलेषु निजेषु तेज शीयं क्रियत् प्रकटयत्यपि तत्र ब्रह्मा ययेष जगदण्डविधानकर्ता गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यत्पादपल्लवयुगं विनिधाय कुम्भ दन्दे प्रणामसमये स गणाधिराज विघ्नान् विहन्तुमलमस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अग्निर्मही गगनाम्बमरुद्दिशश्च कालस्तथात्ममनसीति जगत्त्रयानि यस्मद्भवन्ति विभवन्ति विशन्ति यं च गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यच्चक्षुरेश सविता सकलग्रहाणां राजा समस्तसुरमूर्तिरशेषतेजा यस्य गया भ्रमति संवृतकालचक्र गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि धर्मथापनिचयाश्रितयस्तपंसि ब्रह्मादिकीटपतगवदयश्च जीवा यद्तत्रमत्र विभव प्रकटप्रभाव गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्त इन्द्रगोपमथवेन्द्रमहोत्सकर्म बन्धानुरूपफलभाजनाम आतनोति कर्माणि निर्दहति किन्तु च भक्तिभाजं गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यं क्रोधकामसहज प्रणयादिभीति वात्सल्यमोह गुरुगौरवसेव्यभावै संचिन्त्य तस्य सदृशीं तन्मापुरेते गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि श्रिया कान्ता कान्ता परमपुरुषकल्पतरवो द्रुमा भूमेश्चिन्तामणि गणमये त्वयामृतम् कथागानं नत्यं गमनम् अपि वंशी प्रियसखी चिदानन्दं जति परमपि तदस्वदम् अपि च सा यत्र शिराब्धि स्रवति सुरभिभ्यश्च सुमहान् निमेषाराध्यक वा व्रजति नहि यत्रापि समया Bhaje Shvetadipam tamaham iha golokam iti yam vidantaste santa shiti viralachara katipaye अथवा च महाविष्णुर् भगवन्तं प्रजापतिं ब्रह्मन् महत्त्वविज्ञाने प्रजासर्गे च जन्मतिः पञ्चश्लोकीम् इमं विद्यं वत्स दत्तं निबोध मे प्रबुद्धे ज्ञानभक्तिभ्यम् आत्मनि आनन्दचिन्मयी उदेति अनुत्तमा भक्तिर्भगवत्प्रेमलक्षणा प्रमाणैस्तत्सदाचारैस्तदभ्यासे निरन्तरं बोधायन आत्मना आत्मानं भक्तिम अपि उत्तमं लभेत यस्य श्रेयस्करं नस्ति यया निवृत्तम आप्नुयात् या साध्यति मामेव भक्तिं ताम एव साधयेत् धर्मान् अन्यान् परित्याज्य मामेकं भज विश्वसन् यदृशी श्रद्धा सिद्धिर्भवति तादृशी कुर्वन् निरन्तरं कर्मो लोकोऽयम् अनुवर्तते तेनैव कर्मणा ध्यायन् मां परं भक्तिमिच्छति अहं हि विश्वस्य चराचरस्य बीजं प्रधानं प्रकृतिपुमांश्च मया हि तं तेज इदं बिभर्षि विदे विदेहि तम् अथो जगन्ति ईश्वर परमा कृष्ण सच्चिदानन्दविग्रह अनादिरादिर्गोविन्द सर्वकारणकारणम् इति श्री ब्रह्मसंहिता सम्पूर्णां हरि ओम। No. You can do actually 10 translation, but you have to read it. You can read from there. No, you can read from there. Like, take the mic. 10 translation from 29 to 38. Yeah, 29. Actually, yeah, you can read the first one also, and then you can jump to 29 because we didn't read 5 2.
Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the Supreme Godhead. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the prime cause of all causes. I worship Lord Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desire, in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by the hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis. I worship Lord Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute, with blooming eyes, with lotus petals, with head decked with peacock's feather, with the figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids.
Oh yeah, Prabhupada's chanting is going.
I worship Lord Govinda, the primeval Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers, beautified with the moon locket, whose two hands are adorned with the flute and jeweled ornaments, who always reveals the pastimes of love, whose graceful threefold bending form of Shyamasundara is eternally manifest. I worship Lord Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of the transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs and eternally sees, maintains and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane. I worship Lord Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas but obtainable by the pure unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purusha, yet he is a person possessing the beauty of blooming youth. I worship Lord Govinda, the primeval Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or the jnanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years. He is the undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the possessor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one and the same time. Such is primeval Lord, whom I adore. I adore the same Govinda, the primeval Lord, in whose praise men who are imbued with devotion sing the mantra suktas told by the Vedas by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, thrones, conveniences, and ornaments. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of ecstatic potency possessed of the 64 artistic activities, in the company of her confidant Sakhis, embodiment of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by his ever blissful rasa. I worship Lord Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shyam-Sundara, Krishna himself, with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in the heart of hearts, with the eyes of devotion tinged with the salve of love. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and different avatars in the world in the forms of Rama, Nrsimha, Vamana, etc., and his subjective portions.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose effulgence is the source of non-differentiated Brahman mentioned in the Upanishads, being differentiated from the infinity of glories of the mundane universe, appears as indivisible, infinite, limitless truth. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is the absolute substantive principle, being the ultimate entity in the form of the support of all existence, whose external potency embodies the threefold mundane qualities, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, and diffuse the Vedic knowledge regarding the mundane world. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose glory ever triumphantly dominates the mundane world by the activity of his own pastimes, being reflected in the mind of recollecting souls as the transcendental entity of ever blissful cognitive rasa. Lowest of all is located Devi Dhama, mundane world. Next above it is Mahesha Dhama, abode of Mahesha, Above Mahishadhama is placed Hari Dhama, abode of Hari, and above them all is located Krishna's own realm named Goloka. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who has allotted their respective authorities to the rules of those graded realms. The external potency Maya, who is of the nature of the shadow of Chit potency, is worshipped by all people as Durga, the creating, preserving, and destroying agency of this mundane world. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, in accordance with whose will Durga conducts himself. Just as milk is transformed into curd by the action of acids, but yet the effect curd is neither same as nor different from its cause, such as milk. So I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whom the state of Shambhu is transformation for the performance of the work of destruction. The light of one candle being communicated to other candles, although it burns separately in them, is the same in its quality. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who exhibits himself equally in the same mobile manner in his various manifestations. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who, assuming his own great subjective form, who bears the name of Shesha, replete with the all-accommodating potency, and reposing in the casual ocean with the infinity of the world in the pores of his hair, enjoys creative sleep, yoga nidra. Brahma and other lords of the mundane worlds, appearing from the pores of hair of Mahavishnu, remain alive as long as the duration of one exhalation of the latter Mahavishnu. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whose subjective personality Mahavishnu is the portion of portion. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, from whom the separated subjective portion Brahma receives his power for the regulation of the mundane world, just as the sun manifests some portion of his own light in all the effulgent gems that bear the names of Suryakanta, etc. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, whose lotus feet are always held by Ganesha upon the pair of tamely protruding from his elephant head in order to obtain power for his function of destroying all the obstacles on the path of progress of the three worlds.
The three worlds are composed of the 9 elements such as fire, earth, ether, water, air, direction, time, soul, and mind. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, from whom they originate, in whom they exist, and into whom they enter at the time of the universal cataclysm. The sun, who is the king of all the planets, full of infinite effulgence, the image of the good soul, is as the eye of this world. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, in pursuance of those order the sun performs his journey mounting the wheel of time. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, by whose conferred power are maintained the manifested potencies that are found to exist of all virtues, all vices, the Vedas, the penances, and all jivas, from Brahma to the meanest insect. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who burns up to their roots all fruitive activities, all of those who are imbued with devotion, and impartially ordains for each the due enjoyment of the fruits of one's activities. Of all those who walk in the path of work, in accordance with the chain of their previously performed works, no less in the case of the tiny insect that bears the name of Indragopa than in that of Indra, king of the Devas. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, the meditators of whom, by meditating upon him, under the sway of wrath, amorous passion, natural friendly love, fear, parental affection, delusion, reverence, and willing service, attain to bodily forms befitting the nature of their contemplation. I worship that transcendental seat known as Shvetadipa, whereas loving consorts the Lakshmi in their unalloyed spiritual essence, practice the amorous service of the Supreme Lord Krishna as their only lover, where every tree is a transcendental purpose tree, where the soil is the purpose gem, all water is nectar, every word is a song, every gait is a dance. The flute is the favorite attendant, effulgence is full of transcendental bliss, and the supreme spiritual entities are all enjoyable and tasty. Where numberless milk cows always emit transcendental oceans of milk, where there is eternal existence of transcendental time, who is very present and without past or future, and hence is not subject to the quality of passing away even for the space of half a moment. That realm is known as Goloka only to a very few self-realized souls in this world. But we can actually stop here. So, we just now finished Brahma Samhita. It's a prayer by Lord Brahma to Lord Krishna. Now we will be entering to another prayer, Damodarastakam. But before that we can sing Jaya Radha Madhav. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashoda Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tera Vana Chari Yamuna Tera Vana Chari Yamuna Tera Vana Chari Yamuna Tera Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ramjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol जय ओं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवाचकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत कृष्ण कृपा से मोती श्री शिल अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन विभूति संस्थापक आचार्य शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवाचकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत कृष्ण कृपा से मोती श्री शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। ब्रह्म मध्य गौरी संप्रदाय आचार्य परंपरा की जय। अनंत गति वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नाम आचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्री रूप श्री सनातन श्री जीव श्री गोपाल भट्ट श्री रघुनाथ दास श्री रघुनाथ भट्ट सारु गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। श्री गंगा माई जमुना माई की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी वृंदा देवी की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। भुवन व्यापारी नाम संकीर्तन की जय। ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। श्री श्री दामोदर मांत की जय। श्री उज्जेश्वरी श्रीमती राधा रानी की जय। श्री राधा मदन मोहन जीमान महाप्रभु श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhu, invocation prayers. Invocation prayers. Mangalacharya. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति पदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां सग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं सद्वैतं सवधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। We can do some invocation prayer for Srimad Bhagavatam. It is there. Anyways, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tata Jayam Udirayet Srinyatam Sakatha Krishna Punna Shravana Kirtana Hridiyantastahya Vidunati Surit Satam Nasta prayasya abhadreshu nityam bhagavate sevaya bhagavatir uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati neshtiki. Amal Puran Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Even though actually we are not directly reading for Srimad Bhagavatam today, but the class, the explanation, the commentary Srila Sanatana Goswami has given about Damodarastakam, that there in there he quotes a lot of verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, so we can read some of them to understand it, understand his commentary. So from today onwards, it's Damodar month. So in Damodar month, every day in the morning and in the evening, we show lamp to their Lordship, Radha Krishna, Radha Damodar, Man Mahaprabhu, Narsingha Bhagavan, Radha Madan Mohan. And during that time we pray or we sing Damodarastakam, which is a very special prayer quoted in Padma Purana. And it is also told like, Sri Satyavata Muni, he actually revealed this prayer to Narada and Shonakadi Rishi during a discussion. And in Padma Purana that is mentioned. So Srila Sanatana Goswami, he starts by, praising Satyavrata Muni for writing such an exalted or representing such an exalted prayer. And he says that even though it is designated, written by Satyavrata Muni, but actually it is an eternal Nitya Siddha prayer. It's not like something manifested only now or only during that discussion. This prayer has been ever existed. Like there are Nitya Siddha devotees like who are always devotees. Similarly, this is the Nitya Siddha prayer. Like this has been always there in the scripture. Some or other it is revealed by Sri Satyavrata Muni, the saint Satyavrata. And also he gives the commentary which is known as Digdarshini Tika. So Digdarshini means like giving the orientation or the perspective of something, and Tika means commentary. So the same spiritual prayer, same spiritual terms can be understood in different perspective. According to the level of the devotees, according to his understanding, according to his relationship to the Lord, he takes different words, different prayers in different way. It's not like they are not at all correlated, they are correlated, but according to his level of understanding. Like, say for an example, one word lila. The lila can be manifested to different devotees in different way. The devotee who is in Sakyaras, he will think like, sporting with Krishna is lila. The person who is in Vatsalyaras, like Mother Yashoda, she will think like, raising Krishna or, tending him or taking care of him is lila. Similarly, for the gopis, dancing with Krishna is lila. So, same word can be, connotated in different way. So here also we see that, Sanatana Goswami, he actually explained different words, different phrases in multitude meaning. He gets given multitude of meaning or different meanings for different words or different phrases. Prabhu, you can turn on the first verse. Yeah. So the first verse, it says, Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Go Kulabhrajamanam Yasodabhyolukholabdhavamanam Paramrishtamatyan Tatadrutya Gopya. So, this prayer, he starts with the word namami. The first word, actually that denotes that this is a prayer, that he is actually bowing down. So bowing down to whom? Namami Ishwaram. And Sanatana Goswami explained that actually this Namami is actually representing bowing down to the different aspects of this Leela, of this particular pastime. In the likes of Lord's Tattva, Tattur Sharupa, like why, whom he is actually bowing down and what is his original identity or truth. Then the form, like how he looks like. Then his associates, eternal associates, who are actually taking part in that Leela. Then also the qualities, like what are the qualities he is possessing during that Leela, or his during that pastimes. And Leela itself, like how it is being taken place. So he is first at like Namami Ishwaram. So Ishwaram actually denotes the controller. Ishwaram, the word comes from the dhatu ish, which means the controller. And there comes the aspect of Tattva Vishesha. So he is bowing down to the Ishvara, who is the supreme controller. He is not an ordinary controller, he is the absolute supreme controller. Now, that Ishvara word is explained in three ways by Sanatana Goswami. He said, like, Ishvara also means Sarva Shaktiman. To obtain the power of Shakti, needed to offer the prayer. So he is actually asking Lord to offer him some energy so that he can offer the prayer to him, because we don't have any quality of our own to pray Lord, but by his empowering we can do that. So that Ishvara also represents the Sarva Shaktiman aspect. Then he tells, it also represents Jagat Ekanath, like the only one Lord of the universe. And that's why he is praiseworthy, because he is the only Lord. Who else can be praiseworthy more than him? And then Nija Prabhu, the third aspect is of Ishvara is Nija Prabhu, like the one's own Ishtadev or own deity whom to exhibit the devotional services or bhakti. So these are the three aspects. Also through Namami, actually it also represents the Mangalacharanam. Like when you want to do any auspicious activities, what you want to do? You want to do some auspicious invocation. So he's asking from boon, like as we already mentioned in Sarva Shaktiman aspect, and also he is also glorifying the Lord. So I think more than 1 year ago, Radhika Raman Prabhu was giving a class, and there he was mentioning that he was asked to narrate Ramayana in Sanskrit by his professor, and then he started like Ram was a king and he was living in Ayodhya, something like that. But then his professor was not happy. He told like, no, when you are glorifying Lord, you should actually first, when you are narrating pastimes of Lord, you should actually first glorify him. By glorifying, you will get the energy to perform that prayer or glorification of or narrating his pastimes. Without that, you don't have the power. So here also Satyavrata Muni, first he actually asks for boon from the Lord, and he is also doing Mangala Charanam by telling Namami Ishwaram. And then he said Satchid Ananda Rupam, like that means his form, which is Satchid Ananda, means full of, which is Sat means eternal, Chid means full of knowledge, and full of bliss, Ananda. So this is called the Rupa Vishesha, or the form aspect of Lord. So in this stanza, Satchidananda Rupam, or in this phrase, he is actually signifying the Rupa Vishesha. And also in the next stanza, he continues that Rupa Vishesha, Lasat Kundalam, like he has a earring which is a very bright, effulgent, and it is actually swinging round his cheek. Not round, like swinging to and fro and touching his cheek. And he is also telling that this ornament, earring, is very, very fortunate and very special, because Lord is wearing lot of ornaments, but only earring has been mentioned here, because this earring has got a special fortune which other ornaments don't get. What is that? This earring is, the earring is constantly kissing Lord's cheek. And it is still told herein that by being owned by Lord Himself, these ornaments are becoming more beautiful. That means like the ornaments are getting ornament. The Krishna's body is ornament of these ornaments itself. That means even though ornaments are beautiful, but as Krishna is wearing them, they are getting more beautiful. Or Krishna is the source of the beauty, not the ornament. So the earrings are also getting more effulgent because Krishna is wearing them. They are getting like very glistening, glossy look as Krishna is wearing them in his ear. So this is another aspect of his form, Lasat Kundalam. Then comes the... Okay, we can actually read Srimad Bhagavatam Shlok Prabhu 10:29-40, where the Krishna's form aspect has been described. And Sanatana Goswami, he quotes this verse in the explanation commentary. (10:29-40). This comes in the Rasa Panchaka. So here gopis are telling about the beauty of Lord Krishna. How beautiful is he? Read. You can go, Prabhu, in the translation only.
Dear Krishna, what omen in all the three worlds would not deviate from religious behavior when bewildered by the sweet drawn out melody of your flute? Your beauty makes all three worlds auspicious. Indeed, even the cows, birds, trees, and deer manifest the ecstatic symptom of bodily hair standing on end when they see your beautiful form.
Excellent. So that is another explanation of Krishna's beauty. Here you see that Krishna's beauty is so attractive that even the relatively less conscious living entities like cows, birds, trees, and deer. Like trees are, we can say, like they are kind of subconscious. Even they are attracted to his beauty. And what to speak about normal human beings who have like more higher sense, strong sense. You can also put on Prabhu 3:12, where Uddhava is describing Krishna's beauty to Vidura, and he is telling how beautiful Krishna's form is. And translation.
The Lord appeared in the mortal world by His eternal potency, Yogamaya. He came in His eternal form, which is just suitable for His pastimes. These pastimes were wonderful for everyone, even for those proud of their own opulence, including the Lord Himself in His form as the Lord of Vaikuntha. Thus, His transcendental body is the ornament of all ornaments.
Yeah, that's actually I mentioned just before. Yeah, Krishna's body is actually ornament of all ornaments. They get more beautified being over by Krishna. Anyways, actually Lord Chaitanya, if you see the invocation prayers given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, here he also mentioned that, to understand or to experience the bliss of Krishna's, seeing Krishna's beauty, or to taste Krishna's beauty, Lord Chaitanya appeared in this world. That is one of his internal reasons, like Sri Radhar Mahima Kidrisho Banaiva Sadhya Madhurima Yena Betilova, that verse, I think 1.6 Adilila. There he says, desiring to understand the glory of Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him, that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love, the Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Srimati Sachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean. Actually, even though it is said like Radharani's love, but actually the Krishna's beauty is also implicitly present here. The wonder qualities in him means like wonderful qualities of Krishna, which attracts Srimati Radharani, and one of the very quintessential qualities is Krishna's form, which is like sweetest thing. Also in Chaitanya Chaitamrita we see like Krishna's sweetness is glorified in an extraordinary manner. It says like Krishna himself descends to experience his own sweetness. Krishna Madhuryer e ek adbhut স্বভাব আপনা আস্বাদিতে কৃষ্ণ করেন ভক্তভাব. He takes the form of a devotee to experience the sweetness of his own beauty. Okay, so this is Rupa Vishesha, which is like very extraordinary. Please go to that, Damodarastakam again. Then comes the word phrase Gokule Vrajamanam. And here actually comes the aspect of Parivara Vishesha. That means in Gokula, through Gokula we know that, in Gokula Krishna has his friend, his parents, his like elders, all his family members are there, and he's a resident. Not only Gopas, Gopis, or there are cows, monkeys, calves, and so forth. So the Vrajamanam here indicates a particularly befitting place where he can manifest an excellence that surpasses that of previous Leela. So Krishna doesn't actually manifest all of his extraordinary Leela like he doesn't represent especially the sweet Leelas outside Gokula. Mainly his Leelas, which are like very sweet, take place in Gokula, Vrindavan. So this is his, also it is said like in Gokula he represents his Shavabhika Shobha, like his natural beauty. Like you see that in Gokula Krishna works as a cowherd boy. He is not a king there, he is not a Kshatriya there, he is not possessing or he is not carrying any bow and arrow or mace. But in Dwaraka we see, in Dwaraka Leela, Krishna is a king, so he has to act according to the injunction, according to the social order, and he needs to behave according to that injunctions as a Kshatriya. So that Shavavika Shobha, the natural beauty which manifests in Gokula, that's very extraordinary and very unique also. Okay, Prabhu, can you please open 10:32:14? Sorry, I am giving so many verses you to read. Put 10:32:14. Yeah, 1:4. Yes. Prabhu can also read. Prabhu, you can read also.
Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for whom the great masters of mystic meditation arrange a seat within their hearts, took his seat in the assembly of gopis. His transcendental body, the exclusive abode of beauty and opulence within the three worlds, shone brilliantly as the gopis worshipped him.
You see, here, like Krishna's beauty, which like when gopis were worshipping him, this also comes in Rasa Panchak. It actually increased multifold in the presence of the gopis. So it is also said in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, while Lord Chaitanya was having a discussion with Ramananda Rai, that when gopis see Krishna, their beauty increases, and as they see Krishna and Krishna sees them, Krishna's beauty also increases, and this increase of beauty like goes on timelessly, like it goes on eternally. So like we cannot even conceive like how it can go. But that aspect of Krishna's a splendorous beauty, his splendorous sweet pastime, takes place especially in Gokula Vrindavan. Okay, so then it comes the aspect of his Leela Vishesha, like what is the Leela? From that stanza, Yasoda Vyo Lokho Labdhavamanam Paramrishtam Atyantatadutagapya. Here comes the Leela. What the Leela is? Yasoda Vyo Ulukholat. That means Krishna, being afraid of Mother Yasoda, he jumped from the mortar. You know that pastimes, we all know Damodar pastimes, like Mother Yashoda was boiling milk and she was churning butter also, and she was humming Krishna's like song, glorifying Krishna and remembering him. Actually, he was actually doing Saranam Kirtanam together, which is very potent devotional service. And as she was doing that, Krishna could not actually sleep anymore, because he was just pulled towards Mother Yashoda because of her, right, intense chanting and remembering. So if we do also intense chanting and remembering, Krishna will give us definitely mercy. We have that faith in him. So he came there, and Mother Yashoda, by seeing him, she started, feeding her milk, breast milk. But after some time, she felt like that milk is boiling over the pot. So she actually put him aside and went to take care of the milk. And Krishna was angry because she wanted to have association of his mother, but the mother did not, give proper attention. That's why he was angry, and he actually broke the pot which Mother Yashoda used to churn the butter. And all the butter came out, and somehow or other he managed to grab some of the butter, and he started distributing to the monkeys in some other room. And while distributing actually there are lots of nice, beautiful pictures depicting this Leela, because Damodar Leela is like, it's very special, like, how one can bound Krishna by the love. So here, after that, Mother Yashoda, when she came back, she found that Krishna was not there, but the pot was broken and everything was out. So she understood that this is the mischievous act of Krishna. So she wanted to punish him in such a manner that he doesn't do this kind of thing again. So this Leela, after this is the prelude of the Leela, prelude of the phrases we will be discussing. Yasoda Vyo Lokholabdhavanam. Then she found Krishna standing on a mortar, and Krishna jumped from that mortar by seeing Mother Yashoda coming into that room while he was distributing the butter to the monkeys. And he started running, and Mother Yashoda, taking a stick behind him, starting running behind him. So it's saying like Ashoda, by being fearful of Mother Yashoda, Yashoda Vyo Ulokolabd Dhavamanam, like he jumped from the mortar and started running. Paramristam Atyanta Tataduto Gopya. So here, like, Gopya means Mother Yashoda herself. Atyanta Drutta, like she has started also running very fast. And Param Amrishtam, like to catch hold of his back, hold of Krishna's back, she started running very fast. And in this, actually, this Lila Vishesha feature, like it is explained that beauty of Lord and his devotees both are explained. When one is concentrating in Vatsalya Ras, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu said, like we should actually concentrate on one who is in worshipping in Raganuga mark. He should worship, or he should follow the path of a Ragatmika Bhakta. And as a Nitya Siddha Ragatmika Bhakta, Yashoda Mata is their point of meditation. No, not for day one. Nobody should not aspire for being Yashoda Mata or want to be Yashoda Mata. Rather, to help her in her service. So if you want to help her in service, you have to have a meditation on her also, like, what activities she does, how can I help her. And she's a person, so we need to also meditate on her form also. So in this stanza, it's also like explain like how beautiful Yashoda Mata is, like his Shondarya Bishesha, the feature of his beauty is also represented. We can actually read Srimad Bhagavatam 10.9.10, where actually it is explained the beauty of Lord, Mother Yashoda's form. 10.9.10. Yep. You want to read, Prabhu?
While following Krishna, Mother Yashoda, her thin waist, overburdened by her heavy breasts, naturally had to reduce her speed. Because of following Krishna very swiftly, her hair became loose, and the flowers in her hair were falling after her. Yet she did not fail to capture her son, Krishna.
Yeah, because Krishna was very little at that time, 2 to 3 years old. Yeah, so this, a special lila which takes place during Damodar month, Kartik, actually during after the Pratipad of Amavasya, or Deepavali. Yeah, it's very nice. So in the second verse, it says, Rudanta muhurnetram yugma mrijantam karambhoja yugmena satanka netram muhushasha kampo trirekhanka kantha sthita gribam damodaram bhakti badham. So, actually this verse is vividly explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, verse number 11. Actually 15 to 21. Verse number 15 to 21. So, Rudanta Muhur Netram, like Krishna, keep it like for some time. We'll go there. Yeah. Yeah. So, Rudanta Muhur Netram, like he was crying. Yugma Mrijantam Karambhoja Yugmena Satanka Netram. And he was actually rubbing his eyes with both of his hands. He was rubbing like this. And Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad, he tells, like this, rubbing of Krishna's eyes may have been caused by various reasons. One, maybe he was very afraid, like Sha Atanka Netram, like his eyes were very fearful because mother is trying to catch him, and he knew that he has performed a mischievous act. He actually broke the butter pot and fed it to all the monkeys. And mother has put so much effort to do that. So he was aware of it. And that's why he was also terrified to see mother, running behind him and, trying to punish him with a stick. This is one aspect, like he was just rubbing his eyes. Sanatana Goswami also tells, like, it may be because Krishna wanted to, show that, he's crying so that he can get less punishment. When, childs cry, mothers, they become a little bit soft because they have, compassion, love, genuine love. Motherly love is called, in the material world is like genuine love, more or less. It's like there are less tinge of selfishness. But here also, Krishna is pretending that he's crying, and also it is also said, like, maybe because he was terrified, so his eyes were full of water. So maybe he was, when he was rubbing, then the tears started falling down. Previously it was not, but when your eye is full of water, as soon as you touch your eyes or you just rub them, the water starts falling down. So same thing may have happened here also. So three aspects, like one is like Krishna, he was rubbing, but there was no water coming, just rubbing to show that he's terrified. Second is like he's rubbing to wipe his water, which is already started falling down, or maybe his eyes was full of water and he just rubbing them to glide it down. Yeah, so this is the first two lines. Rudantam muhurnetram yugma mrijanta. He was doing again and again muhurnetram. Yeah, karambhoja yugmena is like his lotus like palms. Karambhoja yugmena satankanetram. Then muhushasha kampo tridakhanka kantha sthita graivam damadaram bhakti vadham. He was also breathing very heavily, very quickly, like muhushasha, like very abrupt breathing. And his tridakhanka kantha, in his neckline there are like 3 lines. And there is a necklace. So the necklace is also bending when he's, because it is attached to his neck, so it is also bending up and down while he was breathing. So sthita graivam damadaram bhakti vadham. Like this, Damodar is captured by the bhakti. The word bhakti vadhyam is so important in this aspect. Hare Krishna Babu. Thanks for joining us during this Saturday morning. So here it is said, Bhakti Vadham is like Krishna is captured by love. He cannot be captured by Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Karma Yoga. He cannot be captured by love. Even if you are exhibiting Bhakti, but the Bhakti which is tinged with Aishwarya Bhav, which is tinged with knowledge of his opulence, tinged with the karma, like karma kanda, that is not also pure bhakti, and Krishna cannot be captured by that. But when somebody is in the level of pure devotional service, he can easily capture Krishna. Like Krishna wants to be captured by him. We should not say in that way, because it's Krishna's free will, whom he wants to give himself to. So it said, like, this Bhakti Vadham has 2 aspects, 2 perspectives. One is the perspective of Mother Yashoda, the parental devotion, the parental love she feels for Krishna. That parental love is attracting Krishna. He's bound by that parental love. Then another aspect is Krishna, when he sees somebody is loving him so intensely, he sells himself to him, like he become subservient to him. Even though he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he becomes his Bashyata, Bhakti Bashyata, like he becomes subservient to the devotion of that devotee. Here, Krishna also is like, okay, my mother, she is so much concerned about me, she has so much parental affection for me, parental love for me. Let myself give to her. And that's how he was captured. Because who can catch Krishna? Krishna is running, nobody can catch him. But he watched that, Mother Yashoda, she is like little happy and, running behind me. So he kind of, gave up. So he willingly actually accepted the binding, the punishment given by Mother Yashoda. So we can read Srimad Bhagavatam from now on, 10, 9, 15 to 21. Only translation we can read, Prabhu. So you can go to the chapter view. Yeah. Yes. 15 to 21. You can read 2. Prabhu, you can 2 read. Yeah. Yeah. Hari.
When Mother Yashoda was trying to bind the offending child, she saw that the binding rope was short by 8 distance, the width of 2 fingers. Thus she bought another rope to join to it. This new rope also was short by a measurement of 2 fingers. And when another rope was joined to it, it was still 2 fingers too short. As many ropes as she joined, all of them failed. Their shortness could not be overcome.
Oh, you want to read? Jaikanai Prabhu?
Thus Mother Yashoda joined whatever ropes were available in the household, but still she failed in her attempt to bind Krishna. Mother Yashoda's friends, the elderly gopis in the neighborhood, were smiling and enjoying the fun. Similarly, Mother Yashoda, although laboring in that way, was also smiling. All of them were struck with wonder. Because of Mother Yashoda's hard labor, her whole body became covered with perspiration, and the flowers and comb were falling from her hair. When child Krishna saw his mother thus fatigued, he became merciful to her and agreed to be bound. O Maharaj Parikshit, this entire universe, with its great exalted demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Lord Indra, is under the control of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet the Supreme Lord has one transcendental attribute. He comes under the control of his devotees. This was now exhibited by Krishna in this pastime. Neither Lord Brahma nor Lord Shiva, nor even Goddess of Fortune, who is always the better half of the Supreme Lord, can obtain from the Supreme Personality of Godhead the deliverer from this material world, such mercy as received by Mother Yashoda.
21.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the son of Mother Yashoda, is accessible to devotees engaged in spontaneous loving service, but he is not as easily accessible to mental speculators. To those striving for self-realization by severe austerity and penance, or to those who consider the body the same as the self.
Yeah. It's like Mimamsaka, Karma Mimamsaka. So in Brahma Samhita we are reciting today, right? There is a verse, Panthastukuti Satavatsara Sampragamya Bayo Thapi Manasamani Pungavanam Sapya Yasti Yat Prapadasimni Abhichinta Tattve Govindamadi Purusham Tamamajami. Like there are millions of paths to approach Lord Krishna. Actually, Lord confirms it on Bhagavad Gita also. Ye yatamam prapadante tamstathe bhajamaham. Anyway, so there are different way to understand Krishna or approach Krishna, but not the all way will give you the same realization. So here it says like there are different ways, and yogis, the highly qualified Muni Punga, Muni Punga means like highly qualified saints. They are also meditating on Krishna. But what they understand by meditating or by getting knowledge about Krishna is only the effulgence, the Brahman effulgence which emanates from the tip of his toe. That's it. But the devotee who actually have a loving relationship with Krishna, they don't actually even aspire for any kind of knowledge, Aishwarya, because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Chaitamrita mentions that is the special characteristics of Braja devotees, Brajavasis. Even though they know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they don't keep it in their mind. Like here we see Mother Yashoda is so much concerned about her son that she is punishing him to raise as a nice kid. But he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the controller of all the atoms of all the universes ever existed or existing. But she has that kind of emotion for him. So if you have that knowledge that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then awe and reverence comes along with it. That's byproduct. But they are like full devoid of knowledge. They are kevala bhakta, ahituki bhakta, not jnana yukta bhakta. Anyways, so that aspect is like we Leela aspect we just discussed, like how Mother Yashoda captured him and then bind him with rope, with the mortar, the udukul from where he jumped. She used that to bind Krishna, and she bind Krishna with a rope by his waist. And while binding her, there was another inconceivable Leela was performed by Krishna. Mother Yashoda is a gopi. Gopi means like their main life way of livelihood is maintaining or raising cows, taking care of cows, and cultivating crops. Agrarian community. So she was being an agrarian community. She had a lot of cows. Like it is said, like Nanda Maharaj has something 900,000 cows or something like that. I think more than that, but yeah, at present I can remember. Anyways, so they have a lot of ropes also, right? Because cows has to be tied with ropes. So when Krishna, she wanted to tie Krishna. So actually, the tying Krishna aspect is also described by Sanatana Goswami, that there may be two reasons to tie Krishna. One, so that Krishna was so much terrified, so he can leave home completely. So she did not want him to do such kind of thing. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. So she did not want him to leave home. That's why he wanted to tie. Second, she also wanted to give him punishment. That you have done some mischievous activities, so you need to get some punishment. So for both of these reasons, she tied Krishna with that mortar. And while tying, there was an inconceivable pastime. I think a lot of devotees know that every time she wanted to tie, we just read in Srimad Bhagavatam, the rope was getting 2 fingers short. So here in the commentary, Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad and other acharyas tell, like, we cannot actually bind Krishna by our own effort. A devotee may, do or try or dedicate himself completely to Krishna. But whether he will come under the clutch of the devotee, it's completely Krishna's will. When he will come and when, of course he will come at some certain point of time, and that is our faith, that we can actually capture Krishna, or we can actually engage ourselves in full devotional service, in full love and affection. That we know, but when that will happen, we don't know. So that aspect, that Mother Yashoda, that aspect has been described through this pastime also. Like Mother Yashoda was trying to capture Krishna, bind his waist. And that's how whenever she is bringing some rope, it is always getting 2 fingers short. So she had, I think, tons of ropes, right? Or, miles of ropes, I should say, because she belongs from a agrarian family. And they have so many cows. Still, each time she was bringing, it is getting short because of Krishna's inconceivable potency. And all the gopis were, making joke out of it, like how it is happening. They were also astounded. They were also amazed to see this happening. But they are also laughing, like, Yashoda, what you are doing? And Yashoda Mata, she was surprised and as well as bewildered. Like, what to do? I don't know what to do. Then she started perspiring, and her mental stress, agony was getting worse because all the other gopis started joking with her. Thank you, Baba. Thanks for coming. Mayapur Bihari Prabhu ki jai. So she is. Anyway, so it says, like Sanatana Goswami Pad is telling, like, these 2 fingers signifies 2 aspects of our devotional life. One is our effort from our part, that which also we described in Bhakti Vaddam, like, the perspective of Mother Yashoda, the parental devotion she was exhibiting. Second is Bhakti Vashyata, the part of Krishna, how he is telling, he is seeing it, whether he wants to, he wants to be captured at that moment. So after some time, he let her capture him by, getting bound with the ropes. Yeah. Next verse, Prabhu. Yeah, 3rd verse. Yeah, it says, Itridik Shalila Vir Ananda Kinre Saghusham Nimajjantam Akhyam Payantam Tadiyashetu Gyashu Bhaktir Jitatvam Puno Premastam Tam Satabritti Bande. So here actually the special guna vishesha, special qualities of Krishna has been exhibited. Like he is actually drowning all the iti dik shalila vir ananda kunde. He is drowning all the residents of Vrindavan, Gokula, with ocean of bliss. Iti dik means like herein. Shalila vir ananda kunde. Shalila vir is like, like ocean of bliss. Ananda kunde. Ananda means like bliss, and kunda is like pond or reserve, water reservoir. Shaghosham nimajjantam akhya payantam. Like Shaghosham means like his own people. Ghosh means like all inhabitants of Vrindavan. And Shah, here the word Shah means Shah Aisha. So Shah is represented as both his name means like his own name, Krishna's own name, and also his own people, Shah Asya, like who are there, his own. Shah Ghosham Nimajjantam. He is actually drowning them. Nimajjantam means drowning. Akkapayantam, like different activities, different pastimes, through his different pastimes. And he says like Tadyeshita Gyeshu Bhaktir Jitatam, the people who are aspiring to learn the opulence. Tadya Ishita Gyeshu, those who are aspiring to learn the opulence of Krishna. Bhaktir Jitatam, they can't understand this. Only Bhaktir Jitatvam Puno Premastam Tam Satavritti Bande. I am bowing down to him hundreds of times out of devotional love, who is exhibiting this special quality to his own devotees. What is that quality? He is inundating their life with bliss, with transcendental bliss. But he is not to be approached by those who are aspiring for knowledge, who are aspiring for dhyan. So this is Tadyeshatu Gyashu Bhaktarjit Tattva is very, very important. Yeah, the Lord's majestic opulence, like Vaikuntha or Aishwarya Bhav, Krishna doesn't they don't get like that bliss which the Brajavasis were getting, that like different. So Sanatana Goswami, he said like Akhyapayatam also can be denoted as I willingly, like inverted comma, is quoting Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 11th chapter, verse number I think 4 or 5. I willingly become submissive to the control of my servants who are attached to bhakti, but I will never submit myself to those fond of jnana. He exclusively describes, he only surrenders or he willingly let the devotees who are in pure devotional mood approach him. So here Sanatana Goswami actually also told different pastimes of Krishna also. When Krishna was as a child, he actually had different interaction with different people, like fruit vendor and different gopis. They made joke with him, like they told Krishna, I will give you fruit, I will give you butter, I will give you milk if you can dance, if you can sing, we will sing if you dance. And Krishna started dancing. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is dancing everyone willingly, he is dancing on the order of his devotees. This is very special, this is very unusual characteristics, and only can be found in Braja Bhakti and Braja Lila. We see like Krishna has 4 special characteristics compared to Lord Vishnu, like Gunu Madhurya, Rupa Madhurya, Lila Madhurya, and Benu Madhurya. These are like very, very unique, and all are manifested to full extent in Brajadham. That's why Krishna enjoys Braja Bhakti the most, and Srila Mahaprabhu has given us that. So we see like Satyavrata Muni, he is actually bowing down Puno Prematas with devotion and love, Tam Satabritti Bande, like hundreds of time I am bowing down to you, I am praying to you with love and devotions. Then the next verse is Baram Deva Moksham na Moksha Avadim va na Chanyam Brine Aham Bareshad Apiha Idam te Bapurnatho Gopala Balam Sadame Manasya Avirastam Kim Anyai. So, my dear Deva, if you want to give any benediction, you see that there are different words. And one word, Moksha, have been quoted here twice, Barang Deva Moksham na Moksha Avadim va. Like, I don't want any benediction for liberation. So here liberation, what is meant by liberation? I don't want any liberation. Baram Deva Moksham. Simantin, you want to tell? What is liberation here? So the liberation here is actually impersonal liberation, which actually, liberates one from the clutches of birth, old age, disease, death, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. So he doesn't want that liberation, right? Impersonal liberation or any liberation. Na moksha avadim va. But that liberation has also, the highest zenith of that liberation is attaining the platform of a Vaikuntha resident. You can have all these like Shashti, Sharupa, Shaloka, Shamippa, all are, all can be achieved. Moksha avadim, they are like achieved by the Vaikuntha residents. They have form of Lord Vishnu. They can also reside with him in the same planet. They can also have same opulence. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah, nice to see you. Hare Hare. So they can have the same opulence. So that is the zenith of the liberation, moksha avadim. Na cha anyam bine aham barashata piha. Na cha anyam. I don't want any other form of benediction also. And here Sanatana Goswami Pad, he explained that this Maksham, Moksha Avadim and Na Chanyam Bineham, these are like three aspects, three ladder, and it's ascending order, ascending order. So first comes the Brahman effulgence liberation, which actually liberates one from the birth, old age, death and disease and death, right? Then Moksha Avadim, which is the, one is getting the opportunity to reside in Vaikuntha Loka or enjoy Lord's opulence. These are them. And then Na Cha Anyam. I don't want any other type of service also. What is that? 9 types of devotional service. Here is like that ascending order is like that. First moksha, then moksha avadim, like the Vaikuntha residence, and then the devotional service in the form of Saranam, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Bandhanam, 9 devotional service in Vaikuntha. He doesn't want to do that in Vaikuntha also. Like, Vaikuntha residents, they are also doing 9 devotional service. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Bandhanam. So he doesn't want that. First, he doesn't want liberation. Liberation is like Brahman effulgence. Second, he doesn't want to attain platform of Vaikuntha resident. Third, he doesn't want to actually even serve Lord in Vaikuntha, in those 9 devotional process. But he wants something. He says like, I don't want these. Baram Deva Moksham na Moksha Vadimba na Chanyam Brine Aham Bareshadapya. But idam te Bapurnato Gopala Valam Sadame Manasya Virastam Kimanyai. I want that Gopal, the form of that Gopal, Bapurnath, that the form of the Gopal, ever manifested in my mind. Sadam me manasya. Avirastam, like it's manifest in my mind always. Kimanya, avirasta, like what should I desire? What else I should desire for? If that you can give me, then give me. Or other than that, I don't bother. What is there? I have only one desire, one unified, goal. There is a verse in Bhagavad Gita also there, right? What is that, Prabhu? What is that verse? Like his goal is unified goal. So there is a verse like Bahushaka Yanantasya Buddhi Abhasa, Vyabhashayadmika Buddhi Ekihi Kurunandana. Is chapter 2 itself like, those who are, resolute in firm in their determination, they have one goal in devotional life, to achieve, the platform of devotional love. Here also, he says, like, I don't bother, like, whether you are giving me moksha or moksha avadim, that, residence of Vaikuntha, or you are, giving me devotional service in Vaikuntha. I don't care for that. I want you to give me the benediction by which I can, your form is manifested in my heart all the time. And what else I can desire for? Because if you can capture Krishna in your heart, you have everything. If you have, if you have a good relationship with the Prime President of United States of America, you need anything else? Everything will automatically come, into places. So similarly, no, the devotees definitely, they don't, desire for any kind of material sense enjoyment. This is their, to capture them, so that you can engage yourself in more intense devotional service. The prem is necessary to increase the intensity of our service. We are also doing service now. We are also chanting. But that intensity is not present. Etadrishi tabogiba bhagman mapi. What is that? Yugaita nimishana chakshusha prabhaitam sunnaitam. No. नामनामा बहुदाकारी निज शक्ति तत्रापिता नियमित शरणना काले एतादृशी तब कृपा भगवान ममापि दुर्दैव मिदृश मिहाजनी नानुरागो. Like, I don't have attachment. You have given all your potency in your name, holy name, but I don't have attachment. I am so much fallen. There is another verse, like, Jugaita nimishna chakshupaitam sunnaitam jagatam. Anyway, so, like, we don't cry, we don't feel horripilation, we don't feel, that ecstatic manifestation in our body while chanting. When that will come, that is natural, right? The name is so potent, it should manifest in that way. When Lord Chaitanya used to dance, we sing in Mangalarati, right? Mahaprabhu Kirtana, Nidya Gita, Pulokita, Vaditra, Pulokita, like Nitya Gita, when he was doing this, he was also ecstatic, Pulokita. Vaditra Madan Manasa Rasena, like he was manifesting different also ecstatic symptoms. We don't have that. That means something is missing. That means intensity of love missing. Actually, no love is there. That means intensity of feeling is missing. So, when one gets that platform of love, so he is asking for that platform of love is in heart. When Krishna, you can think of Krishna in your heart all the time. That means you have achieved that platform where you can always remember, chant his glories intensely without any external effort. Automatic. You cannot stop. Khaite shuite Harinam loy. Something is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that the devotee who is in pure devotional love, he always remember Krishna, always chants the name and glories of Krishna. So that is the quality of prem, and that's why we are aspiring for prem. Not prem that will be bliss. Bliss is byproduct, it will automatically come. But main thing is our service, the intensity of our service will increase. We will have, when we will serve, we will feel also, Krishna is reciprocating, right? Krishna is not like, he is just, okay, you are serving, you do your service. I am not giving you anything. No. We just discussed about like Bhakta Vashyata is his feature. He will always reciprocate. So, we can intense. So he is asking for that intensity. Next verse, Prabhu. It says, Idam te mukham bhojam atyanta nilayar. Somewhere it says also abhyakta nilayar. It's both the same actually. Britam kuntalya snigdha raktascha gopya muhushchumbitam bimba raktatharam me manashya virastam alam lakshalavui. Here, also Krishna's beauty of his face has been resembled. Idante mukh ambajam, like Krishna's mukh is like a lotus. Atyanta nillay, like his very dark blue hue. Britam kuntalya snigdha raktascha gopya, like he has a kuntal, like he has curly hair which is touching his cheeks, and it's very, very glossy, very bright, shiny. So even though Krishna is dark, dark cloud, his bodily hue is dark cloud, it's so beautiful, right? Benu kanantam aravinda dalaya taksam barhavatam asitam, like his asitam. Asita means like not white, that means dark. Barahavatam asitam sundarangam, but he's beautiful. It's not, usually we consider like, no, usually we should not actually say that. But like local culture is like, somebody is dark, he is not beautiful. No, it's not like that. Krishna is dark and he is supremely beautiful. We also discussed Krishna's Rupa, Madhurya, right? Which attracts all the devotees, and even he himself is attracted by that. So, now Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad, he gave, certain aspects of Krishna's, or he used some words to describe Krishna's face. First he says like Krishna's face is Prafulla Kamalakar, like he is like full-blown lotus. Krishna's face is like a full-blown lotus, which is also Mukham Bhajam. It also means like his lotus-like face. It resembles a fully blossomed lotus flower, Prafulla Kamalakar. Then he says Nikhila Santapa Hari. His face is the remover of all kinds of distress. Nikhila Santap, all. Nikhila Santap means like all kind of distress. Hari. It will be destroyed by Hari. Hari means like, he destroys it. Paramananda Rasamaya. It is pervaded with the supreme mellows of pure bliss. So when you see Krishna's face, your heart will automatically melt. You even don't notice it. Like, even like when Krishna was, walking around Mathura, when he went there for the first time. Not first time because he was born there. But when he went there with Akrura, everybody was looking around and was getting startled by looking at Krishna's beauty. Like, how beautiful these two boys are. Because he was only 11, 12 years old at that time. Yeah. So that's like, it is pervaded with the supreme mellows of pure bliss. So here he says, Britam Kuntalya Snigdha Rakta Ischagopa. Like Snigdha means like, what is that? Glossy, bright, his hairs. And then, Rakta Ischagopa Muhuschimbitam Bibba Rakta Adharam. The Gopas, like Mother Yashoda and other gopis, they are actually kissing Krishna in his lips, which is like a bimba fruit. Bimba fruit is very red. So his lips are like Bimba Rakta Adharam. Bimba fruits like reddish. Very beautiful. So can you imagine like, Krishna, he has a dark cloud face, a bodily hue, and among that there is a reddish lip. How beautiful it will be. Like, you can actually take a look at the Radha Madan Mahan. You can understand like, how beautiful he is with his red lips. Really fortunate to, have his darshan here. Yeah, so the gopis, like here actually this gopis means like both gopis, like all elderly gopis who are kissing Krishna with motherly affection. Also the gopis who are in conjugal loving affair with Krishna. So both types of gopis have been mentioned. Both are kissing Krishna's lips. So, elevated devotees, they have that fortune. Okay, so bimba fruit, whoever have not seen bimba fruit, they can compare bimba fruit with cherry fruit. When cherry is not completely, what is that? Dark, yeah, not dark, but the young cherry, soft cherry, the reddish cherry. Yeah, so red cherry, yeah, because if cherry gets, it ripen, it becomes dark, yeah. So yeah, he is actually, what is saying? Manashya virastam alam lakshalayavaya. I want that particular face. First he was telling like, Krishna, you manifest in my heart, in my mind. Now he is telling like, no, not only manifest with your full form, I want a special manifestation of your fruit, where I can concentrate, where I can, in detail I can see you. And alam lakshalayavaya, like, 100,000s of benedictions are of no use when this will happen in my mind. When you manifest, Manashya virastam alam lakshalayavaya. What will I do with 100,000s of boons if your face is there in my heart? So beautiful prayer. Huh? Then the 6th verse comes. Actually, we can take some reflection at this point because I think we don't have much time. Jack and Prabhu, you want to say anything? So far, anything which you felt inspired or attracted to?
Yeah, thank you very much for the very nectarian class, Koladvipa Prabhu. And we we are coming to know so many details about Damodarastakam throughout the class, that generally we sing, but unless you attach to the meaning of the words, the bhava really doesn't come. So I'm grateful that it should improve our own meditation and recitation of Damodarastakam throughout Kartika month. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you,
please.
Prabhu. Yeah, I also feel myself like, it's very inspiring for me also to discuss about these things, because when you are reading these things, you also feel the connection that, you are reciting these verses like in front of that Prabhu was mentioning, when the meaning is there and also different perspective of the meaning, your emotion or your attachment to Lord while reciting will increase naturally. It's a natural phenomena. So contemplation will also increase, right? Sometimes we just follow it. Yeah. Thank you, Babu. Thanks for your nice words. Want to say anything? Here is Sandeep Prabhu ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Thank you. It's actually very useful. One of the things that I wanted to do as part of this Damodar month is understand the meaning and actually hopefully get some feeling out of it. I have a question actually.
Sure.
You mentioned few minutes ago about being attracted to Krishna for the service, for the sake of service. That is the ultimate mode. But what if my current attraction, for example, is like, if you get attracted to Krishna, you get more happiness than maybe material sense enjoyment, liberation, or Vaikuntha. You get more happiness from Krishna. So how do we purify ourselves of even that thought?
No, that's not actually bad thought, because you want to develop the attraction, right? So initially maybe you will be thinking, but as you are associating with the devotees who have the taste, because it is said like, the seva in separation, Vipralamba seva, it's highest order. So Srimati Radharani and Shri Krishna both are crying in separation of each other, and they are feeling highest kind of love, intense, attraction towards each other. That's highest. And it's experienced by all of our acharyas also. Right? Srila Prabhupada, he actually came to US living Vrindavan there. And what? His intensity of separation actually increased his emotion, feeling. Right? He was in one of his Jaladuta diary, he was writing that today is like someday, maybe Gaur Purnima or something. All of my god brothers are enjoying Gaur Purnima in Vrindavan. I am here alone. But I don't have anyone to associate with. But I am happy because Krishna is with me and I have some purpose to serve. So he was happy. He has within himself he has some focus. So what you are saying, that's not bad that you are aspiring for something like to get happiness, get bliss. But when you develop along with and associate with the devotees who have that higher kind of understanding, that's important, because if you associate with the devotees who are happy with Aishwarya Gyan, you cannot aspire for, in higher platform than that. In fact, it is said like, the devotees who are in Madhurya Ras, they can actually give you the intricacies of that particular relationship. Otherwise, you cannot approach that platform. Anyways, I should not go into that, but the point is, it's good. In any case, yena tena prakarana mana Krishna nivesayat, right? Sarva vidhi nishidesir etayareva kinkara. Smaratam satatam Krishna vismaratevana jatachit. So, because our first object is to, somehow or other, we need to engage our mind to Krishna. Then automatically the attraction develops. It's a gradual process. But some people it takes some time. Some people it gets very fast, right? When Srila Prabhupada came, some of his disciples, they actually took the devotional service by heart very quickly. And Srila Prabhupada was telling like, surely my Guru Maharaj has sent all of you here to help me. Because it's impossible, right? You are in a culture where everything is revolving around the materialistic sense enjoyment. So, yeah. Thank you for asking that question. Who you want to say something? Just add something or anything.
Oh, Prabhuji, I was preparing something inside, but I heard one line about your lecture which struck me. Sometimes, as someone earlier told, understanding the meaning of the verse, that helps.
Jack and I were worse.
Yeah. So, something simple you said that this love is only given to, not to anyone when aspiring knowledge, jnana, but only to the devotees, which is a speciality of Rajvasis. When you give the example that some of the gopis would say, Krishna, dance, and I'll give you this. And the one who makes the world dance, he was dancing. So it appears simple. Probably all of us have heard these stories hundreds and thousands of times. But when you realize and ponder a little more into it, which you helped us do that, it is so profound. That brings out the mood. Thank you, Prabhu.
Excellent realization. Actually, in this context, I can relate like Arjuna when he discovered that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He knew that he is, but Krishna, when he showed him the absolute opulence, right, Vishwarupa, he was actually startled. I have done some mistakes by, treating you as my friend, what I have done. But in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, Lord Chaitanya, actually, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami tells the special mood of the Braja devotees in different relationship. He says, Mata more putro bhabe kore no bandhon, oti hino gyane kore lalano palon. Mata is treating me or, tending me or raising me, like considering me as his son, like, young son or, young child. He's just, just like regular mother. And he says like he's otihin, like he's very small, he doesn't take care of him, he cannot take care of himself, so I need to take care of him. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but she feels that emotion. Then she said, Shakha shuddho shokhe kore skonde arohon tumi kon boro log tumi ami shomo. It says like by considering Krishna as his friends actually climbs on his shoulder. And he says like, hey, who are you? You are not, superior to me. You are just like me. Why you are considering yourself superior? No. Even though he is actually, exhibiting all that kind of, Ashura Nidhan, that killing of the demons and different Kaliyadam and all this, Govardhan. But it's okay. It's okay. That they want to, cover that thing. Also, Yogamaya also helps. Then, Krishna, it's also said, প্রিয় যদি মানো করি করয়ে ভৎসনা বেদ স্তুতি হইতে হরে সে মোর মনা. Even my beloved, the gopis, when they actually chastise me, hey Krishna, you are like lecturers, you are not, good person, you are doing so much mischievous things. That actually gives me more happiness than somebody is, praying from or, quoting from Veda Shastra, Veda Shruti. That gives me like more pleasure. I feel like so ecstasy in that. So this is like very special. This is inconceivable actually. If you want to consider or you want to conceive it through your mind or through your material knowledge, you cannot actually understand it. Only you have to take shelter of the devotees who understands it and ask for their mercy and Krishna's mercy, that whether I can aspire for that. Not for aspire for that knowledge, aspire for that devotion. Knowledge is not the aspect. You want to say anything? Simantini? Okay. Okay. So the next verse is Namo Devo Damodara Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukkha Jalabdhi Magnam Kripa Drishti Vristyati Dinam Batanu Grihanesho Mam Agyam Edhakshi Drishya. Here he addresses, Satyavrata Muni addresses Namo Deva. First is like Deva, that the God, Lord. And Damodar, the particular pastime. Damodar, whenever the Lord Damodar comes in your mind, you always think of this Krishna's form, which is bound by the rope. And Ananta, like he's, all pervading. He's present in everywhere. Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastha Govindamadi Purushantam. Right? He is all pervading. And Vishnu is like the Lord's special aspect. So here actually he says, Sanatana Goswami actually elaborated that, the different connotations. So he says, the address of Damodara intimates specifically that he is glorified for his excellence of Bhakta Vatsalya. So he is reminding that you are a Bhakta Vatsal. So don't forget that. And then he submitted his supplication that, I want this. Anyway, so he's telling your Bhakta Vatsala or affection for his devotees. So here, therefore, I will be qualified only by bhakti to see him with my own eyes. Yeah, because he's telling like Kripa Drishti Vrishtati, you only turn to me, or your mercy, please, bestow upon me. Dinam Batanu, like I am very fallen, very wretched. Grihaneshu, Dinam Batanu Anugrahaneshu. Anugraha, like mercy. Isha means like Lord, controller. Mam Agyam, I am completely what is that? Nascent. I don't have knowledge of you. Yadi Akshidrisha, your eyes or your vision, just turn to me. I can see you. Akshidrisha, like I can see you. Yadi Akshidrisha. So Kripa Drishti Vrishtati Dinam Batane. So here it says like the Damodara, he is reminding that you are Bhakta Vatsalya. So you should actually be merciful to me and give me the opportunity to see you. Anugrah, you give me that mercy. So therefore, I will be qualified only by bhakti to see him with my own eyes. He who has no ends is addressed as Ananta. Ananta is like, he doesn't have, Advaitam Achyutam Ananta Rupam. Adyam Purana Purusham. So he doesn't have any end, because I cannot actually, this is also related to Mam Agyam, because I am Agya. I don't have any knowledge of you because you are so vast, I cannot actually conceive you through my knowledge. Therefore, he will suddenly shower his glance of mercy and thus favor me. So, in this verse also, Sanatana Goswami mentions that this special favor of Lord, by getting the opportunity to see him, can be achieved by chanting the Harinam. Because Harinam will manifest Lord's form when you are chanting in a pure manner, Shuddha Nam. There it says, only Sri Nama Sankirtan is the Parama Sadhana or supreme method for this attainment. What this attainment is? To see Lord or to have the vision of Lord. Other than, and also of course in this yuga, there is no other way. But Sanatana Goswami explicitly mentioned here. So here we can also elaborate a little bit, like maybe. So we already discussed about Deva. Deva means like my Lord. Damodara is this particular manifestation of Lord's Bhakta, where he is very merciful to his devotees. Ananta is like all pervasiveness, like you cannot, and also like unlimited form. And also the Vishnu is meant by Sarva Vyapak. Actually, Vishnu is the all pervasiveness. Yeah, not the Ananta. Ananta is like limitless. So here is Prasida Prabhu Dukkha Jalabdhi Magnam. I am actually merged, or I am inundated, or I am drowned in Dukkha Jalabdhi. Jalabdhi means like the ocean of distress. I am completely submerged under the ocean of distress. So Prasida Prabhu, please Prabhu, my Lord, please be merciful. Prasida, like Prasad, right? Anugraha is also mercy. So here you see that several times he mentioned Prasida, Anugraha or mercy. Prasida and also Batanugrahaneshu. That is also Anugraha. That two lines actually, that will be together. Batanugrahaneshu. You got point? Bat anu graha grahan isha. That words are together. Is is presented different. Yeah. And Sanatana Goswami, he actually explains this Atidinam in three different ways, and it's so beautiful. Like this actually helps us to understand the adhikar, the level of the devotees. First atidinam, because I am suffering from the material existence, birth, old age, death, disease. I am suffering for that. That's why I am very, very wretched or very sorrowful. Second atidinam, I am devoid of the association of the devotees. I don't know who is devotee, or I don't know how to associate with them. I am completely devoid of their association. That is second level. That means that is higher than the person who is in the material platform, considering the material suffering as the dina. Then third level is that I don't see you constantly in my vision. You see that gradual development of his, explanation of the same word. So one devotee who is, situated in the highest platform, he will consider that, my atidinam means I don't see you. And here you see that Satyavrata Muni in that platform, because he was first telling that please manifest in my mind so that I can always see you. So these are, nicely related. And Sanatana Goswami very, very nicely he addressed this. And also he says like the address Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu, welcome to the Saturday class. Yeah. The address Prabhu connotes, He Achinta Ananta Adbhuta Mahashakti Yukta. Sanatana Goswami is telling this in Sanskrit. O you who are endowed with inconceivable, limitless, astonishing, grand potency. Prasida Prabhu, that Prabhu. Therefore, you who cannot be perceived by the senses can only become visible to my eyes by dint of this same inconceivable Shakti of yours. That means you have to give me that Shakti by which I can see. Like, was also able to see Lord because he was given a special vision by Lord, right? Not normal vision can see it. Even if you see Krishna, you cannot see actually. Right? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, while Lord Chaitanya was having discussion with Ramananda Rai about that, very esoteric tattva, truth. And he was asking that, you are such an exalted devotee. And then Ramananda Rai was saying, no, I am most fallen. It's you who is making me tell this truth. I don't have any proper knowledge or proper Shakti to tell this to you. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then Lord Chaitanya is telling, no, Hare Krishna Mataji, welcome. So, no, it is not like that. You are very exalted. And you are one of the Mahabhagavatas. And he tell what is the characteristics of Mahabhagavat. He's telling Mahabhagavat dekhe sthavar jangam taha hoy tar Sri Krishna's foran. Like whenever these matters, earth, water, he everywhere sees actually Krishna. Everywhere manifestation of Krishna appears in front of him. Sthabor jangam dekhe na dekhe tar murti sarvatra sphure niju ishtudever murti. So even if you're seeing earth, water, but actually you can't see them. He cannot see. He doesn't see them. He sees everywhere the manifestation of Krishna. This is the exalted nature of Mahabharata. That's why they are happy. That's why even they are in bodily platform, they are suffering. That suffering is no meant to them. No meaning. Like we are, that day Prabhu was mentioning about Madhavendra Puri's pastime, right? Gaurang Prabhu, there Madhavendra Puri was fasting, but he was not unhappy. He was happy. He was chanting, and he was happy with his chanting only because he could feel the presence of Krishna everywhere. So this is the characteristics of Mahabhagavat. So here it is also saying, Satyavrata Muni is aspiring for that aspect, where he can see everywhere Krishna. Because if you can see Krishna in your heart, that means if you're looking at something, but actually you're seeing Krishna, Krishna's form is getting manifested in front of you, or in your mind. Sometimes it happens, right? You are attached to someone, like you are attached to Shriyan, yeah. Even you are in the office, you will think of Shriyan, it automatically comes. You don't have to, intentionally do it, right? Similarly, this is also an aspect, he is telling by your potency, by your energy, a special energy, that apara energy, I can have that vision, I can have. Because usually, even though we are aspiring as a sadhana siddhi, but also we should also pray to Krishna so that he become merciful and our process of progress becomes faster. Right? Yeah. Anyway, so he's telling that you just give your vision in front of me, and then he gives the example How he has done that to the son of Kuberas. Next verse, Prabhu. Kuberatmajau baddha murtaiva yadva taya mochitau bhokti kritau cha tatha prema bhoktim shakame prayacha namokshe groho mesti damodareho. So, he is telling like, I want that same mercy you have given to the son of Kuberas, Kuber Atmajau, like, the son of Kuberas. Baddha murtaiva yadbhat. Baddha murtaiva, like your body which was bound by the rope. You are bound. And I was listening to one of the Gauranga Prabhu's lectures, and where he was mentioning that, that Krishna, whatever he actually carries, or whatever is connected to Krishna, that also becomes, immense powerful, and that also part of, his Krishna's energy. So even though there's Arjuna trees, those were like, millions of years old, and very strong and very big, but when, because usually you cannot, like the rope is not so strong that he can just, because definitely Krishna's rope, the rope which was used to tie Krishna was not that big, because he was just a tiny little kid, right? So you can understand that, that rope did not have that power to like take those trees down. But as they were connected to Krishna, both like the mortar and the rope, they were also, very powerful, like, immensely powerful. So he was telling like, because of that part, so Baddha Murtaiva, like his form was bound at that time. Yadbhat, like at that time. Taya mochitau bhakti bhajo kritacha. It says like, Taya machita, you just, liberated them. And machita here is actually denotes different aspect also. Like one machita like giving normal liberation. Machita means also giving eternal residence in Vaikuntha Loka. Or machita means giving eternal relationship in Krishna's Leela in Goloka Vrindavan. That has been confirmed in Bhakti Bhajo Kritacha. Bhakti Bhajo means like they have got an special position in his eternal Goloka Vrindavan. Yeah. So that has been confirmed there. So, so he says like, not only you liberated them from the curse of Narada. This Machita actually also referred that he actually liberated them from the curse of Narada. They were, suffering in that tree form. Actually, they were enjoying also because Krishna's pastimes was also going on at that time. But they were there for a long period of time. Anyways, so, tatha prema bhaktim sakam me prayacha. So, please give me that same kind of prema bhakti. Bhakti with a pure form of bhakti. Like, we are just reading Bhakti Sindhu course where we learn the definition of prema bhakti. Please tell about the definition of prema bhakti. What is the definition?
What is the beginning?
Prema bhakti, yeah.
It is unmotivated.
Mm-hmm.
What is the verse? What is the beginning of the verse? Anya Vilashta. Okay. Anya Vilashta Sunyam. Jnana Karma.
Yeah, that's Shuddha Bhakti actually. That's the definition of Shuddha Bhakti, pure form of devotional service. The Prema Bhakti is different.
What is it?
That, your heart will be completely enviousless. There will be no tinge of selfishness. And your heart will be very soft. With love. Mamata Atishaya Ankita Chitta Shunya Matsrinya. There is no kind of, tinge of Matsrinya, like, enviousness or selfishness. Like, I am not thinking of. And my heart is completely softened. So, the Bhava Bhakti level is like your heart is little bit softened. And you have little bit of selfishness at that time present. But in Prema Bhakti level is completely dissolved. So he's aspiring for that. Tatha prema bhaktim sakam me prayacha. If you please benedict on me. Namokshe groho mesti damodareho. I don't aspire for moksha. You Damodara. Now, bhakti bhajo. Here the word is there. Bhakti bhajo. Also previously we saw that Aradhana is, bhakti bhajam, right? We had that bhakti. Which verse? Anyways, another verse, there was a Bhakti Bhajam. So, this is a special phrase which denotes, I don't know anything but Bhakti. I only deal with Bhakti. I don't care about knowledge, I don't care about karma, I don't care about, dhyana, or, I don't care about any mistake. Aspire for that. I want to do only Bhakti. I want to, and what is Bhakti? Like devotional service, to please Lord through your senses, through your active engagement. Srila Prabhupada defined Bhakti as active engagement, right? It's not, Santadas Ras is not, qualified by devotional service. It's just, you are glorifying Lord and His opulence. Anyways, so he's telling like, please, engage me in your active engagement of devotional service, Prema Bhakti. I don't aspire for moksha to you, Damodar. Okay, let's see. And also why I want through this also, I want also your Shakshat Darshan, just like Kuberatmajas. They got your Shakshat Darshan, even though they were fallen by the mercy of a pure devotee, Narada, they got your person darshan, which I also aspire for. That's why he also mentioned that you are very Bhakta Vatsalya, and you have shown your Bhakta Vatsalyata to the son of Kuberas. Anyways, we need another verse, I think. Yeah. Eighth verse is saying like, Namastistu Damne Dipti Dhamne Tadya Darayatho Vishwasva Damne Namo Radhikaya Tadya Piyaya Nama Ananta Leelaya Devaya Tubhyam. Here actually it is he's bestowing or bowing down to the rope which is bounding his belly, which is the source of all Brahman effulgence, all universes, because everything is in his belly, right? Spurat Dipti Dhamne Tadyo Darayat Vishwasva Dhamne. Tadyo Darayat, like your belly is the container of all the whole universe. And Namastistu Damne, your which is binding your belly, that is very effulgent. It's Pura Dipti Dhamne, like it's effulging everywhere. Namo Radhikaya Tadya Priya. Then he is explaining that your Gopi, Srimati Radhika, is very dear to you. Actually, through Radhika here, actually he also insinuates all other Gopis as well, but specifically Radhika means like she is very special among all the Gopis itself. And then Nama Ananta Leela Devaya Tubhyam, because Krishna's Leela are Ananta. It cannot be, it's ever expanding. In different universes, Krishna same devotee, different Leelas at the same time. And also in the Goloka Vrindavan is eternally existing. So they are Ananta. And here, this Ananta Leela also, Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad and other acharyas, they describe that this Ananta Leela also depends on the mood of the devotees. The devotee who are in the servitorship, relationship with Krishna, they consider the Ananta Leela of Krishna's in the mood of a servant. Like how to serve Krishna, okay, he's getting up in the morning, how can I make it more comfortable for him? Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah. Similarly, those who are in Sakyaras, they plan how we can give pleasure to him by playing with him or making nice prasadam for his lunch. It's really parental devotion, how we can tend Krishna, bring up him in a nice way, take care of him very nicely. And Madhurya Ras, how we can give him more pleasure while dancing or doing other services. So it's depend. So this also depends on the adhikar, like the devotee who are in different mood or rasa, they act based on their relationship. Yeah, there is a verse in Brahma Samhita, right? Yad bhava bhavita, what is it? Bhavata dhiya manujas tathaiva samprapya rupa mohima shana bhusha shukha eva nigama patita vistavanti govindam adi purusham tamam bhavajami. It says like yad bhava bhavita dhiya manujas tathaiva. I give them the body, samprapya rupa mohima shana jana bhusha, like they get the body according to their thought, like in what thought they want to connect with me. Yad bhava bhavita dhiya manujas tathaiva. Manujas, like the human beings, I give, or they get the body, the form, the ornaments, the dresses based on their relationship with me. The gopis, they have a particular relationship with Krishna, and that based on that they get sakhas, they have particular relationship, and based on that they get their body, their form, their dresses. And Suktaripa eva nigama pratita vastavanti. They actually glorify or they please me with different shuktas, which are mentioned in the Vedas. Pratita vastavanti, Govindavadi Purusham. I adore or I worship that primeval Lord Govinda. Lord Brahma is telling. So, according to your relationship, this lila word manifests. So, if you are in a Sakyaras, the Sakyaras leelas will manifest in your heart. Actually, I think I already completed the 8 verses. We need to actually stop. But I want to take some feedback from you. If you want to give any more feedback, whatever you have heard today, because from 9:40 there is a SAS class, Prabhu, Shastra as it is by Sivatsya today. I don't see him yet. Oh, he is also today. Okay, good. Yeah, you want to say anything? Anyone? Want to say anything?
I just wanted to welcome Shyam Prabhu. He's traveling from Texas.
Texas. Nice to see you, Baba. Haribo. From Texas, which part, Baba? Dallas, yeah. I think I have seen you in Dallas. I have been to there in May, this Memorial Day weekend. And our Guru Maharaj was there. I visited there, yeah. Jayapataka Maharaj, he was there, and I think I saw you, yeah. I saw you. Yes, Sarvajaya Madhav Prabhu. Oh, nice to see you here. Yeah, Hari Om, yeah. Good to see you. Yeah. Wonderful explanation. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, good. Hari Om.
I'm at the right time, at the right day.
Yeah, the Damodar month has started today. Excellent. Yeah. You want to say anything? Tatri, okay. Who you want to say anything?
Just a feedback. Thank you for nice explanation actually, because I can say like before I chant every year Damodarastakam, but I never felt so much connected. Like while you explaining through the Shastra, Srimad Bhagavatam, and through Sanatan Goswami. So we feel naturally so connected. So thank you so much for giving this
Thanks for attending from the very beginning.
There are actually no other way.
Yeah. Sanatan Goswami is our Samacharya. So he wrote the book Hari Bhakti Vilas, and this Damodarastakam explanation is quoted there also. And in that book he actually presented what to do and what not to do, like do's and don'ts, niyama and yam niyama, like do's and don'ts. Yeah, Prabhu. So I think we need to conclude here. Aprameya, you want to speak? Okay. What about Sivatsya? Sivatsya is also today, right?
He is busy, that's why he is
Okay. Okay, 2 minutes. All Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Thanks all the devotees, those who have attended online. Thank you all of you. And I'm begging your pardon if I have spoken something against the Shastra or your understanding. Thank you. All glories to the assembled devotees and devotees online. Hari Bol. Mancha kalpataru bhasya kripa sindhu bheva cha patitanam